Okay, let's now do a deep dive into the numbers, and if Professor Surjit Bhalla can just come with me to the Insta trackpad, we'll take you through this big fight in Delhi where there are big surprises in store. Sheila Dikshit has absolutely nothing to smile about. What we are seeing, in fact, is quite unprecedented because Arwind Kejriwal, we are being told, is actually leading in his seat of New Delhi, and that is quite significant because in that seat it is Arwind Kejriwal. These are the vote shares that we are looking at, but we're being told that there is a 5,600 vote lead that Arwind Kejriwal has. Let's take a look at the overall numbers for these two parties. Arwind Kejriwal's party at 25 seats. That's a spectacular debut, sir.
There's no question about it that this is a most amazing debut, and I got it wrong, and it looks like I'll get it wrong, but nevertheless absolutely spectacular. What I think now, if we start to do the post-mortem, basically analysts said, listen, this is a three-party system, and the Aam Aadmi Party will take from both parties, will take some votes from traditional BJP or alternative BJP voters and take some votes from the Congress voters. It turns out, apparently the entire switch is from the Congress voters. And how you can tell that, both before the fact and after the fact, you look at the tally, just switch Congress versus our estimates of what the Aam Aadmi Party will get, and the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party.
But take a look at that map.
So what we were giving, what we were giving, or the exit polls were giving the Aam Aadmi Party is actually Congress, and what we were giving the Congress is actually the Aam Aadmi Party.
No, because this is one occasion when there's been a difference between what people say anecdotally and what the psephologists have been saying, because every person I met over the last several days has been saying they either will vote up, or after voting they said they have gone out and voted up, whereas the psephologists obviously read it completely wrong. Take a look at this graphic. This is the map of Delhi, and this is interesting because the BJP has been able to make major gains in the outer areas of Delhi. Those are the areas where the BJP has made gains, and the Aam Aadmi Party has come and literally captured the heart of Delhi. This is middle Delhi,
middle class,
which ordinarily is very wary about voting. The Aam Aadmi Party is huge, because if you see that entire area where lots of people who are watching an English broadcast, for example, might be staying, this area has been taken over by the Aam Aadmi Party almost entirely.
And if you will, you know, this area, the middle class, etc., and the youth were much more in favor of the Congress in previous elections. We don't know what will happen. And remember, in Rajasthan and in Madhya Pradesh and in Chhattisgarh, it is not turning out to be the same pattern. So one interpretation of this is that basically the Congress vote has gone to the Aam Aadmi Party. That's we should recognize.
I want to show you this graphic as well.
Stolen the entire game.
Oh, he's stolen the entire game. Take a look at this graphic. This is very significant because this shows in seats where Rahul Gandhi campaigned, what is the Congress's strike rate. It is 10% only. He went to 11 seats, 18, and out of those, out of the seats that he went to, the Congress is leading only on 2 from the gains that we have. So from the gains that we have, they're losing on 9, they're winning only on 2, and that just shows the sort of impact Rahul Gandhi has had on this.
You know, I think one of the things which we'll continue to discuss, and perhaps in future days, is the role of Rahul Gandhi as a potential leader of the Congress Party will be brought into question.
Sure.
And I do not know who the Congress Party has as an alternative. There is talk of Priyanka Gandhi, there's talk of perhaps Sonia Gandhi running, but really, I would be wary if I were a congressman. If I look at all of this, this is not just the Rahul Gandhi effect. It clearly is partly a Rahul Gandhi effect, that he's turned out to be very ineffective. But
disastrous.
Disastrous. I was being slightly kind. But I don't think it is just Rahul Gandhi.
You can't blame him. It is Manmohan Singh, it's Sonia Gandhi, the Congress, the whole gang has to take the blame.
It's the performance.
Yeah, absolutely. This is Sonia Gandhi's strike rate, twice that of Rahul, but Rahul has a very poor base, so that doesn't count for very much. Her strike rate is only 20%.
Yeah, no, this is, you know, just look at all the 4 states. I mean, Delhi is heightened, Delhi is Delhi, if you will, at the center. But, you know, this is across the board a heavy rejection, and that's what I wanted to emphasize earlier. This is 1977. And, you know, to think about it, that election, which the Congress lost disastrously, basically the people of India, now think in these 4 states, that the Congress is worse now.
But this is an
than
interesting
1977.
graphic as well. Just
who's running the government, the Prime Minister? If these are national issues, the
Yeah.
Prime Minister
No,
should
no,
be made. Not the,
look-
how is Rahul Gandhi responsible?
No, no, and we will discuss that in
No,
May,
so let's
May of
get
next
our
year.
facts clear. Let's not make these facts. One is up the facts.
As an analyst, as
Yes.
you know, on this program, I said
If
that
you
the
say
Aam
that the
Aadmi
vote
Party.
is for the national issue, then the Prime Minister. How is it?
Listen,
So
we
you're
are
happy
all
blaming
wrong
the Prime
at
Minister?
times.
You don't want Rahul to have any part of
If that
it.
is his analysis, in that case, his own analysis should lead to the Prime Minister. How does it then lead to the Gandhis?
Okay, then
It
I'll
doesn't make
substitute
sense.
Sonia Gandhi for Rahul Gandhi.
Okay,
I'm very
there's this
pleased
one
with
other
that.
graphic
I'm
which-
actually fully in agreement with that. That's why I'm saying don't blame Rahul Gandhi. Blame Sonia Gandhi, who's been the chairperson, who's been the leader of the Congress party. It's not even been Manmohan Singh, as some Congress party alleged. It's been Sonia Gandhi. So let's be very clear. This I said before the results, and this I'm saying today. It is Sonia Gandhi this is a
So
referendum
you're saying
on Sonia
constructing
Gandhi.
43 flyovers was
Yeah.
wrong?
You know, the other thing which is interesting is that the Modi graphic actually showed that Modi's strike rate is also just 50%. So it's not as if he has 100% or 80% strike rate. Also, in the areas where he campaigned, we had that graphic. There you go. It's up on your screen right
50%
now.
is a lot higher than 20%.
Oh, absolutely. But it's not like 100%
Not
either.
10% as in Rahul.
Yeah, sure. But if you see in the seats that he campaigned, they're actually leading on 20. That's a gain of 7. So that's a very significant strike rate. But the Aam Aadmi Party is also doing really well over there.
Yeah. So look, basically, I keep coming back to the simple statistic about 1977. Just think, a lot of you guys were not there in 1977.
Yes.
Okay, but we all remember. We was there. Shiv was there.
But we read a
And
lot of
no,
political
This was
history, yes.
this was an earthquake. 1977 was an earthquake. To think, I didn't forecast that they would be just as bad as in 1977. So I think that's the lesson for all of us analysts, etc. What is going on?